This is Paddock 43, the podcast, your weekly rundown giving you all things F1 from both on and off the track.
From races, trades, rumours, the lifestyle and all the things that come with the F1 world.
We are Amy, Elle and Pat. Let's get into it. Speaking of things that are coming back, did you see that Daniel Ricciardo, this TV show that he funded, I think it was a few years ago, and then hasn't progressed due to the writers' strike in the US, but it's supposed to be a comedy show of what happens behind the camera, behind F1 and all of that's involved.
Oh.
But it's not to compete with Drive to Survive, but it's with Netflix at the same time. But it's supposed to be like a comedy of like Formula One, and he's a producer and everything on it.
I feel like this is what the people want.
It is what the people want. Just like simple life coming back.
Yeah.
I'd
pay to watch it.
I mean,
I'd pay for a movie ticket. Oh, wait, it's Netflix.
It's Netflix, though.
I pay for a subscription.
Cancelled.
I was like, don't you already pay for the subscription?
Yes, I do.
Also, hi, guys. We're back.
Oh, well.
We're back if you hadn't already gathered that little bit of information
From our voices.
How's everyone been? What's been happening?
I'm in Sydney. If anyone can tell, probably not.
Hopefully
they can't
not.
See me.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Because
hopefully this audio works really well so we can't actually hear the difference. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah. I'm here, sitting here, feeling large and in charge.
Pat is a few weeks away.
Look, T-4. Oh, my God, it's less than a month. And he's probably going to come early, but that's okay. You know, we're good. I'm happy to be sitting in this chair talking about my favourite thing, and that's F1.
F1 therapy.
Also, side note, I've obviously been, my Instagram algorithm has been turned into some baby stuff, but I love that I've been getting F1 baby merch in my algorithm. Little race suits,
so good. Little
onesies. I'm like, this is so well targeted. Like, don't send me that stuff because I will fall for it and I'll buy it all.
I know you're going to be.
Buy it, even though I was going to say, even though it's the same price as like an adult shirt.
I'm like, yep.
This size.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
No, you're going to be breastfeeding and you're going to be like 2, 3 a.m. at night. You're delirious and you're just going to be like, bye. Well, that's probably honestly the most exciting thing is being able to like watch races in real time because I'll be breastfeeding. Oh my God, you will be.
Yeah. Oh my God, so true.
Yeah.
You're cluster feeding.
Yeah.
Be like, oh
wake up, watch a race. Well, guys, I was up at 3 a.m. What about you guys?
I'll be on the bike.
Well, you two are the ones that'll be up. I'll be like, guys, it's 8 o'clock. I just woke up.
Don't tell me what happened.
Yeah, no, we always need that disclaimer. Like, shut up, guys, stop it.
Yeah, if you're not up right now, jump out of this conversation. Move to your own conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of merch,
McLaren's merch. They've done it. They've done this like special Monaco merch.
I was underwhelmed.
Really? I loved it.
Unless I'm on a different one. I don't know.
Just the one they posted on their Insta?
I thought...
Oh, I've gone onto the McLaren store and I'm looking at the merch and I thought the shirt's cool.
Look, they haven't posted much about it, but I saw on their Instagram they did like a cute little photo shoot, dropped the McLaren collection 3 days ago. We've got our boys, Oscar and Lando, and look, there's not much. There's a sweatshirt, a jacket, a hat, a little bucket hat. You know, Lando looks so cute in his bucket hats. But it's a kind of sweatshirt that I feel like we would all wear. It's like a really simple graphic on the front and like a cool Monaco McLaren graphic on the back. And it's really up my alley.
It's very like giving heritage vibes.
You've been talking about McLaren merch. I feel like this is the kind of merch that...
Is this what I need?
I think so. I just feel like you can't go wrong with a crew neck jumper in cream.
I didn't see the jacket. The jacket's sick.
Yeah, the jacket's really cool as well.
I like the jacket, but on the website, it's not on the jacket. There's no jacket.
Really? It must be like pre-sale.
So I looked on the website and I was like, I don't really like the hoodie.
I haven't seen the hoodie.
Or is that the jacket there? I don't know. But...
Well, I like the crew neck,
cool.
and I feel like you can never have too many cream crew necks.
I want to. Maybe that's my Remember that thing. I mean, speaking of merch, Amy, I don't know if you can actually see me. I'm confusing and
Doing your
mixing.
Ferrari merch again.
Yes, with my Mercedes top.
Are you wearing? Oh my god!
And then I've got my Valtteri Bottas mullet hat on.
Well, I mean that
Look
and
at you
that
go.
the Valtteri Bottas hat and the Mercedes top could be connected, you know.
All of it could be connected.
Yeah, true. True.
It's giving Lewis Hamilton.
True, it is.
I'm not a big merch person. It has to be really good merch for me to want to buy
Yep.
it.
Agreed.
Whereas Elle, you're a walking billboard right now.
Yeah. But I think that
I'm
jacket's
okay with
sick.
it.
And I also really like
yeah,
that.
I love the jacket.
That Mercedes top because it's like one of those tops you'd wear to the gym.
I'm very happy with my Mercedes top. And look, I'll give it to them. Cost me an arm and a leg when I bought
Did it?
I think I bought this like 3 years ago. And it cost a shit ton
At
then.
least it's like
$180.
ribboning.
Yeah.
For those that can't
It was
see, it's
good.
just a white t-shirt with like a bunch of sponsors all over it and then the nice navy blue and red collar and around the sleeve and it's quite cute.
And then, you know, the Ferrari jacket. That's quite good. The Valtteri hat. I'm very happy with my St. Ali Valtteri mullet collab over here.
Yeah, I was like, why is she wearing a hat that says mullet? And then I remembered. It's
Because he's got a mullet.
Mullet. Is that what it says? I
Yeah.
actually couldn't see what it says.
Yeah, it says mullet.
Ah,
Mullet. For Valtteri Bottas.
Valtteri Bottas.
We're a fan over
His
here.
mullet.
All right, we need to move off the merch talk
And into some news.
into some actual news of what's happening around the track. And I think it's a conversation that's always going to be happening in this room and between us. Logan Sergeant.
Staying or going? What are our thoughts?
I think they'll just keep him in till the end of the season.
Yeah, I honestly think so too. I
don't see them kicking him out.
Yeah. I kind of, I mean, I know that I initially was, I mean, I feel like he should get kicked out. Sorry, Amy. But all this sort of, because it's interesting because Max Verstappen has come.
I understand.
Yeah, you understand. Max Verstappen came out and was talking about how he doesn't agree with. So basically, because they're saying that there's the potential of Logan Sargent losing his seat and then Kimi Antonelli taking that seat. And we spoke about this last week where Kimi Antonelli rumours and that an unnamed team believed to be Williams approached the FIA to request the dispensation for him to be allowed to race before his 18th birthday. So Max Verstappen has, and then there's been a lot of talk about this saying that, you know, no, rules are rules. Why would he get a dispensation? There's a lot of talk about what makes him so great. Does he actually deserve this dispensation? But then Max Verstappen's actually come out and said that obviously the rule was introduced because of him and that he doesn't agree with the system and that it stops talented drivers from getting into F1 early. And obviously we saw Max Verstappen go from F3 into F1 and then that F1 season he scored points. So
I'm in two minds about this because I do agree that it stops talent coming in early because there could be someone that's amazing and because they are, say, 16, 17, then they miss out on the opportunity because other people have contracts. Because obviously a lot of these guys stay in their contracts for a long time. You know, over 50% of the grid have been there for a long time. So then they might never get that chance when they could have had it when they were that young. But at the same time, they're so, you need the maturity, right?
Yeah.
Like there's got to be that level of understanding. I think also now compared to 10 years ago with the media circus that comes with the F1 world and the celebrity status that these drivers are now getting, which they had before, but it's more than ever now. Like you have to admit, like these guys are stalked like crazy.
yeah.
Oh my God, they're literally like movie stars at this point.
Yeah.
Like
It's crazy.
So Monaco historic race was on over the weekend and the fan frenzy that I saw online of Lando Norris with his potential new girlfriend was almost creepy.
Yeah, it is a bit. Well,
Yeah.
And like it was to the point that there was one particular F1 gossip page that posted about his new girlfriend's ex-boyfriend following all of a sudden Lando's ex-girlfriend, and that they tracked the times of that. Like that's creepy, right?
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
creepy.
Okay,
I mean, there's people that are. There's like gossip pages that live for that stuff though.
but that's like you can't
But it's
be
creepy.
16, 17 with that pressure on your shoulders.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's healthy in some way when you are driving such high-speed cars, and this is a life risk. It's different to being an actor or a musician at that age, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I think there's a lot more at stake, obviously, in an F1 car, and I get like any kind of motorsport. But it's like he won the Italian and German F4, and then won Formula Regional Middle East, and then Formula Regional Europe, and now I think it's like everyone's just trying to fast track him because he has been dominant in those cars, but then it's translating it to an F1 car could be just so different, and then throw in everything of like the media and kind of what you were saying, Elle. That would be overwhelming for a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree, but then we saw Max Verstappen do it. He was 17 and a half when he came in. I think it's just very like personality based and like person based. And
do they need to assess the psyche of each individual?
And obviously if they can see the potential, then they can see the potential. I mean, even if we look at like, you know, you look at Oscar Piastri and he was like pretty young when he came up into F1, and already we've seen such an improvement of, I don't want to say improvement, but, you know, and actually not just Oscar Piastri, a lot of the drivers, you see how they get so much more accustomed to like being media trained and in front of the cameras and all that. So they do, you know, you've got to start somewhere. But yeah, I'm the same. I'm in two minds about it with sort of circling back how this is going to affect Sargent and whether it does. The thing as well is Kimmy's, we mentioned this last week, but he will be turning 18 in August, which I think is it's right at the end of the Dutch
season break.
Yeah, I think it's after Dutch Grand Prix. Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know.
And that's silly season right then and there.
It
happening
is.
in that time. I'm under the personal opinion that Logan is out. And then by August, Kimmy will be in. Yeah.
I mean, the issue as well is...
Or Liam. It'll be Liam or Kimmy.
I mean, I think... Yeah, I'm in two minds about it. I think maybe he should lose his seat. But, like, Williams isn't performing as a car in general. So...
Yeah.
Whether they have to
really,
look,
what's the rush?
Yeah, then maybe they have to look internally and be like, what changes do we need to make to the car?
Is the rush because that.
Yeah, true.
True. Very good.
That's the rush. Is that they're just going.
We're flushing money down the toilet.
We can't afford this anymore. Like, this is actually just ridiculously expensive. You have been out in 80% of the races with damage. I mean, one of them, granted, wasn't his. It was Alex's fault, but still, Williams has
almost like
a bill.
Do they need to add into the contract like a damage clause? Like if you exceed a certain amount, you have to start like paying the team back, like like 10% of like the damages or something.
Gosh, yeah, he would be broke.
He'd be left with no money.
Yeah, he'd be living in a share
He'd be
house.
in the negative. He'd be in the red.
Somewhere. Yeah, no.
I don't think it's going to happen now, but Logan's definitely going to be out come August. I think that's going to be.
Yeah.
Well, time will tell. Time will tell, and
if not, like there might be just times where they might put in. Oh my god, why was I about to say Logan Sergeant? What's his name again?
Liam Lawson.
Wow, mental blank.
Ollie Beerman, Liam Lawson, Kimi Antonelli.
Liam Lawson, that's it.
Liam Lawson.
Don't mind me. Just had a
brain fart. We all have them. But yeah, they're probably the three guys that everyone's watching at the moment for next year, 80% of the contract.
Which is,
if anything, I feel like Liam should be in there.
Well, they're kind of
in that seat, in that particular seat.
It kind of brings us to the next point of the other rumours of. There's been rumours circulating that Liam Lawson was going to replace Daniel Ricciardo this weekend at Imola.
That got shut down fairly quickly.
Very quickly. Marco came out and was like, what is this nonsense?
I was looking into this rumour and I couldn't quite work out where it stemmed from because Liam has made it very clear that he thinks he deserved that seat, but from Yuki, like taking Yuki's one. But obviously, Yuki is outperforming Daniel at the moment and has been going across every single one. And I can't understand. It's definitely not come from Liam's team. I reckon it's just someone just made that up.
Well, see, that apparently it has come from Liam's team.
Oh, what?
They're saying it's like, I think Helmut Marko made a comment of like, it's come from New Zealand.
It's come from New Zealand.
So
it's come from across the waters.
Yeah, it's come from
It's
across
a long
the
way
waters.
for it to have Chinese whispers. Actually, I don't know if that's what we can even say that anymore. However you say it. Whispers. Whispers where they can get changed. But also Helmut Marko shuts down things all the time and then does the opposite thing. So
Exactly.
I don't know. You can't ever believe
Helmut Marko is Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he so is.
It's the 80-year-old
He is
Gossip Girl. Him and Christian Horner,
Insane.
who's
Oh my God.
very quiet at the
I
moment.
can just imagine them like sitting there just conspiring. Conspiring?
Conspiring.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Just like sitting there over a cup of coffee and just being like, now, what do we put into the media today?
Oh,
Yeah.
Their
I can just
PR
picture
teams
that.
are working overtime at the moment to make sure that nothing is mentioned at the moment. That Christian Horner stays out, that he's a good boy.
Oh God.
I hope those employees get a bonus.
Honestly, they all deserve bonuses, but I don't think they'll be getting any.
They need to. And then obviously...
Especially now with that big chunk of money that they're going to have without Adrian Newey there. A lot of extra funding.
I know, all their prize money that they've got.
Yeah.
It is interesting who they'll do. Well, time will tell. I mean, Mick Schumacher, he's also someone that, could he be back on the grid next year? There's a rumour about him going to go join Alpine, which I'm not unsurprised by that because we don't think that Esteban and Gasly will still be at Alpine.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously we saw Mick Schumacher become the reserve driver for Mercedes after leaving Haas last year. Sorry, 2022, at the end of 2022.
Was that 2022?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
wow.
He's recently actually signed for Alpine's World Endurance Championship squad, so in hypercars. So it's kind of a way for him to get back into racing and back into F1. And then there's also reports that Toto Wolff is actually really helping Mick out and trying to get him back on the grid, which I feel like it's a really cute kind of romance that they have. I can see it. I can see Mick coming back.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on where Ocon and Gasly will go. I know we spoke about this last week, but they need to be separated. They can't be teammates anymore. So whether Ocon stays at Alpine or, I mean, it would be nice for one of them to stay, French team, French boys, and have Mick Schumacher as a companion. But I feel like he's put in a lot of hard work as well. You know, being the reserve driver with Mercedes, he's at every race. He's got a lot to give.
What do I think? I would like to see him back in the car. I don't know. I feel like Mick Schumacher's got a lot more in the tank that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
I think, but yeah, as you said, it kind of depends where those boys go and if a seat opens up for him. Because then if, I don't know, but then would someone from F2 come through?
I know. I'm like,
It's like, has Mick had his time and didn't prove himself? So then is it time for him to move on to something else and someone new comes through? I don't know.
there's just so many potential
hard.
names.
I think he needs one more go.
I know.
He needs,
Do you think he needs one more go?
I think he needs one more go.
Me too.
Even just, I don't know, even if he just comes in as a reserve driver for a couple of races, just want to see it one more time.
So do I.
And I feel like they would like that as well. Just to test him. I mean, Daniel Ricciardo has had that opportunity. Why can't Mick be given that opportunity?
And mind you, like I
exactly.
think the Haas was even more questionable back then than what it is now.
Oh my God, speaking of Haas.
Yeah.
So we haven't actually touched on this before, but Gunther Steiner has been trying to sue Haas
Oh yeah, we
not-
briefly touched on
for
this
not
last
paying
week.
him correctly. For bonuses and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Haas is now suing Gunther Steiner.
Oh, the good old counter sue.
Yes.
The good old counter sue.
alleged infringements in his book Surviving to Drive.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
so Huss might not even, after this, like, I'm sorry, is that costing Huss so much money? Is that not?
Literally.
They're either going to get sued
How
or they're going to lose all their money
spicy.
trying to sue.
Oh no, guys, peace and love.
Which we all
But
thought that
for trademark infringements.
yeah, well, we all thought that it
Wow.
was a peaceful goodbye, but obviously there's like some bitter.
Nah, we didn't think it. I didn't think it was a
I
peaceful
thought it was
goodbye.
peaceful.
Yeah.
It was so sudden though.
Yeah, but just how both parties were acting. Even he was like, "It's fine."
Yeah, nah, he was being very passive aggressive. He was just waiting to go.
Oh yeah.
That's me doing like the opposite of a champagne spike, like a fire spike.
A fire
Like throwing the papers up in the air. Fuck you guys. Phew. throwing the books, throwing the papers in the air and walking out.
Yeah. Anyway, so interesting one for us. All
hilarious.
right, but let's ditch the news because we're back in Europe, baby.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. We're in my fatherland.
The motherland or the oh no,
Well,
because it's your dad.
Yeah, technically it's the fatherland.
It's the fatherland.
Also, we've lost Amy.
We've lost Amy. Amy's dropped off. It's okay because we just need to keep moving on. But if she jumps back in, you'll know exactly why. Yeah.
Going into this weekend,
Imola, by the way, if you're wondering where it is.
We are in Imola, baby. It's actually 30 years since Senna's death, which is
It is.
crazy. It's been 30 years.
So it was on the 1st of May or first weekend of
1st of May.
1st of May.
Yep.
And it did happen in Imola. So there are, there's a lot of memorials going on in Miami for him, which was very beautiful that they did that.
Special to see.
Everyone around the world was actually doing, especially in the motorsport community, was doing a big love for him.
Yeah.
I know John Toscano, our favourite F1 photographer here in Melbourne, he had an Ayrton Senna exhibition going on during the Melbourne Grand Prix.
Yeah,
So that
it
was
was
nice.
so beautiful.
But yeah, 30 years since the dreadful accident that happened in Imola.
My mum always says it's one of the days she's cried the most in her life. And she said she could never fully get back into F1 after Ayrton Senna passed away. But
Devastating, but we are back and there'll be lots of beautiful tributes to him.
I think we're going to see Seb Vettel driving one of his cars this weekend, which will be great. Also
I'm
great to
so
see
excited for that.
Seb as well. So I'm sure we'll see a lot going on this weekend and a lot in the coverage.
Well, Imola didn't happen last year.
No.
A few floods.
Didn't. Yeah.
It flooded out. So
Yeah.
it was very sad for like the whole community as a whole.
Yeah.
I think.
I remember
that
the
it didn't
image.
happen.
There was like images of Yuki
Yeah.
like helping in a shop, like sweeping the
Scooping it
flood
up,
water
yeah.
out. And I was like, oh.
There were also people, I think, and I could be wrong, that were already at the track and the track
Yeah.
itself hadn't been flooded.
I think it was like a last minute
But-
cancellation.
But they got stuck at the track, and even some
Oh.
of the cars and all of that, like, everything was there. The only people that weren't there were drivers.
Oh.
So a lot of people were actually
Drivers
just
couldn't get in.
stuck there, just being like, hey, can you help
I feel like,
us?"
yeah. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. It's such a shame we didn't get it last year, but we're back this year. Also later on, it's a little bit later on in the year, so hopefully less chance of rain.
I know. Less chance of rain would be ideal. Well, Ferrari are also very fitting Italian car, Italian company, Italian race, new upgrades.
New upgrades for Italy, for Ferrari.
So they've not won since 2020, which is actually when Imola returned to the F1 calendar.
At Imola, you mean?
Imola?
Yeah.
Did I say that? What did I just say? Imola?
As in they haven't won at Imola since 2020. Not
Yes.
that they haven't won since 2020. It's
yes, that's what I meant.
Yep.
That's what I meant to say. And Fred Vassar, he said some interesting comments. Have you seen them?
I have seen some comments from him.
Him saying that McLaren's upgrades were pretty insignificant compared to everything.
Well, I don't think he even named them. He just said two of our competitors brought parts this weekend and it was not a game changer.
And that was in Miami. Oh, I thought he named them.
No.
Oh,
no,
well,
no.
It wasn't a game changer. I'm sorry, Fred. I'm pretty
I
sure
was
it was
like-
a game changer.
Yeah. Just the fact that they won.
It'll be interesting to see what he brings this weekend.
what we see from the Ferraris. I mean, it's always a dream that a Ferrari car wins in Italy. We're all hoping for it. Me too. I'm really hoping for it. I hope that's why you wore your Ferrari jacket too.
Look, I did wear my Ferrari jacket
You need to wear it until
in support for Imola this
Sunday.
weekend. And then part of me also wanted to wear something Daniel Ricciardo because I was thinking about human Imola, and I ended up going with my Mercedes for Seb Vettel.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the Valtteri Bottas hat came from Imola, but it just did.
You just had some hair you wanted to cover up or
Yeah.
something.
Bad hat hair. I've actually only done my makeup tonight from like my nose down as well. So I'm not fully
The hat
covered.
literally is not coming. Well, if
No.
you keep your jacket on until the end of the weekend, that'll be great. Get some luck.
So tell us about the track, Pat. What do we need to know?
What do we need to know? So it's 63 laps, 4.9 Ks, Autodromo no Internazionale Enzo Edino Ferrari.
What?
Yeah.
Can I? Okay, hang on. I'm going to have a go. Autodromo
Yeah.
Internazionale
Internazionale. Close.
Internazionale
Yeah.
Enzo Edino Ferrari.
Good. Yeah.
Yay.
We can work with that. Commonly known as Imola.
Gonna stick with the Italian Grand Prix.
Commonly known as Imola, former home of the San Marino GP.
Yes. So we've come obviously from a street circuit
Yeah.
down to a racetrack.
Yes. Very high speed track. It actually runs anti-clockwise as well.
Bit of fun.
Yeah. So that's a bit of fun. Circuit features significant elevation changes, a lot of uphill, downhill sections, which affects braking zones, cornering speeds, and overall car balance. I know that. Shout out to Peter. He loves this track on the sim.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I
He
need
loves
to
it.
get. I tried actually
I know,
to steal
need
the Xbox from Mum and Dad's today, but they said that Robert, my brother, would know right away, even though he hasn't touched it in years. So anyway, I'm definitely going to get myself something like that.
You just need to come to my house and play on the sim.
Yeah, I think when your baby's born, that's what I'll do because I need your
For
baby to
sure.
like me. Because
Yeah.
at the moment he doesn't. Every time I touch your
I
belly, he
know.
doesn't kick. But I'm watching him kick under your stomach now. Anyway,
Literally.
this is also a track where the most wins were done by Michael Schumacher, which is pretty cool as well.
I really hope that Verstappen doesn't beat that record one day, but he probably will.
No, well, Ferrari's also had 8 wins there, so I think they sort of deserve to have that. But Max is going to be in full vengeance after last weekend, so we just know that that's going to come.
Yes, he will be. And
Right back
also, Max actually won there last year was 2023, 2022. It was the last race we had there. We saw Max, Perez, and Norris on the podium. So,
Orlando's on the podium.
yeah.
Well, Charles also has a new engineer.
He
What can you
does.
tell me about it? Because I don't know much about this one, actually.
He does. So he actually did a very lovely tribute the other day to his former engineer, Xavi Marcos. So Xavi's actually transitioned to a new role within the company. In Charles Leclerc's post, he wrote, "Grazie mille di tutto, Xavi. So many years working together. My first pole, my first win, as well as my first year in Ferrari was alongside you and always got the better out of me by pushing me so hard no matter the situation we were in." So Xavi's finished. Goodbye, Xavi, and hello, Brian Bozzi, new performance engineer. So he's been with Ferrari for over 10 years and has actually already worked closely with Charles.
G'day, Brian.
Yeah, hey, Brian.
Welcome to the squad.
Welcome to the squad.
I guess he'll be sticking
Don't
around.
fuck anything up this weekend.
Yeah, well, come on. You've got Ferrari drivers staying at Ferrari next year, so don't fuck it up.
Literally, I'm so intrigued to know what Charles is really think. Like, I would love to, when you get a new manager or something and it's either like, this is fantastic or this is going to go to shit. I want to know what's going on inside Charles Leclerc's head.
Well, it would have to work in both ways, right? Because Charles would have to get along with him because they have to. They're always chatting with each other, whatnot, blah, 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 blah. So they have to get to know each other at some point.
At some point, yeah. So time will tell. It can either make or break it, but yeah, we'll see.
There we go. Predictions this weekend?
Oh, I was just thinking about predictions. And you know what? We haven't seen a Ferrari win since, as you mentioned, since 2020. I want to see Charlotte first.
Do we think a Ferrari's going to win this weekend? Do we think?
I don't. I actually don't. In the bottom of my soul, I don't. I just want him to win.
Okay, maybe just say it. Then if you say it, it might happen. And then you can be like, hey, I said.
I think.
If it helps, I'm thinking Max, Checo, Charles.
Okay.
It's boring, but I think it's predictable.
Yeah. Probably something similar. I don't know if McLaren might get on the podium because they're going
to have a real fight with them.
Yeah. And after the high of last weekend and the upgrades.
Well, Oscar's coming with full upgrades. He didn't have it all in Miami.
Yeah.
So he's got his full upgrade. So that could be something. Yeah. He should be on par with Lando now.
Yeah. Oh, well, we would love to see that. That's for sure. Yeah. I'm thinking, similar. Max, although, I don't know, Checo's just been a bit disappointing recently. But in saying that, he does pretty well in this kind of circuit. It's probably a Max, Checo, Charles. Yeah.
And I think that's how it's going to land in Imola. And then obviously the week after we have Monaco.
Yes.
And Monaco is where anything is possible because it's
anything is possible.
That really does the jam there.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and I can't believe I'm
yes.
I'm going to be in Vietnam. And it's going to be so hard to watch.
Although at least your viewing hours will be a little bit.
Yeah, but you can't watch
aligned.
KO.
Get a VPN.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
On my phone?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God.
That's what I was doing when I was away.
Oh my God, you're going to have to show me how to set that up.
I will set that up.
Because I'm stressing about that. And I also, I feel like I want to discuss this, that
please.
We had an opportunity to go to Monaco.
We did have an opportunity to go to Monaco. I
can't believe we turned down Monaco, but we had good reason.
Well, I will just speak for myself. Obviously, it was going to be a week and a bit before my due date. And bless beautiful Peter, he was like, do you think we could speak to the obstetrician and see if maybe this is how supportive my beautiful husband is? Do you think we could speak to the obstetrician and see if the baby can be born before and then you just pump heaps and we just get you just go for 5 days or something? And I was like, I love you. I love your support, but no. But I was like, but Amy and Elle, you guys have to go and do this for us.
Peter was so good. He was like, come on, we can just have the baby early and you go. But no, it was going to be Amy and I going, and once we sort of costed it all up and we had this amazing opportunity to record the podcast on a yacht at the track, and we were going to do it, but it was actually going to cost us a fair bit of money. And within the hour that we were like, fuck it, we'll just put it on the credit card. I work for myself, and I got a call from a company I've worked for over 5 years. They were finally asking if I would come on a big overseas trip with them to be their photographer.
Big win.
And it was going to be a paid job, and my mortgage was be an adult.
It was either be out of pocket or be paid.
And afford to go to Silverstone Grand Prix.
Yeah, that too.
So I had to face that decision of that whole week of, am I about to turn down Monaco, which would have been huge for all of us, even though, you would have been deeply missed. But it also means then we can all do it properly together next year.
Yes.
Which I like the sound of, because it didn't feel right doing it just
without me.
Yes, exactly.
We'll be there next year.
Yes. And I think that's everything.
Well, we did have some questions.
Oh, yes, we did. I always forget that we have questions.
We love our listeners' questions.
Where are we? Okay, here we are. All right. So I think someone wanted us to discuss Charles getting a new race engineer. They've left clapping emojis next to that. So I don't know if they're happy about that. They must be.
I think so.
They're obviously expecting great things from this new team.
Yeah.
But yes, Brian Bozzi.
Yep.
Formerly performance engineer, is back. Next domino to fall in the driver market.
Ooh. I mean, the obvious one is Sergeant. If we're going the next one.
To fall? Do we think... What are we defining fall as?
As in losing a seat? That's what I understand.
Okay, losing a seat, then yeah, Logan Sergeant.
Logan Sergeant but the thing is, like, if he doesn't lose his seat mid-season, which
Because has Joe Guan lost his seat?
Well, that's what I was thinking too, but I don't know if
because no one's confirmed for stake next year except
I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll see anything until the end of the year. Like, I think we'll obviously see a lot of drivers signing contracts, but I don't think we'll see any people losing their seat as of yet. Yeah,
time will tell. The Newey to Ferrari chat doesn't seem to be going away.
It does
Discuss. It's not going away because it's true.
Yeah. We know it's true.
It's true.
No.
As Pat has said, that maybe he was just enjoying some pasta near Modena. No, it's true. He's 100% going to Ferrari. Like,
I hope so.
He's taking a break and then he's going to Ferrari. Whatever.
Again, my theory of having HP as the naming sponsors.
Yes. It's to afford
him.
Adrian Newey. That is why.
They need to afford him.
And our drivers to media manage on socials.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting one, and I'm trying to figure out who that's aimed at. I don't know who it's aimed at. I mean, I think that the drivers have to be media managed to an extent.
Well, I think they also just don't want to put anything out there because they just open themselves up to so much.
I mean, I always think that there's like so much protection around the drivers. And I always say I would love to just, like I was saying last weekend, oh my gosh, I would have loved to have been in like Lando Norris's close friends, just over those like 24 hours after he won, just to see the fun he's having. I think someone like Lando maybe isn't as media managed because he likes putting himself out there, you know, the broken nose thing, whilst there might be other drivers that are like partying and keeping everything completely under wraps. I don't know if that's sort of what you mean by media managed on socials. Yeah. What do you think?
I just think that they don't want to open themselves up.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, and we kind of discussed this with like the 16, 17-year-old, an F1 driver is on the world stage 26 times a year. Definitely 26 times a year. That's a lot, like for a whole weekend as well. That is a lot more than, say, your average celebrity.
Yeah.
Which and also F1 drivers, it's back-to-back sometimes, week to week. Whereas a local celebrity might just have like, you know, Hailey Bieber's pregnant at the moment. She's had her birth last weekend and it's probably going to be nothing for a while on her.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure out there, so they don't want to open themselves up to more criticism, following them around, because they also have to get a job done and manage their own mental health of driving 350 kilometres an hour into a high-speed corner.
I feel like everything's very manicured on their socials as well. It's like, and we're at Monaco at like the tennis and we're playing golf.
My merch.
And here's this. Yeah, everything's very manicured, which
Speaking,
we kind of
George Russell is the manicured one on social media.
Oh my gosh.
The way he poses.
It's like a living, breathing Ken doll. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, that's why a lot of people love to follow them because it's kind of this like very manicured, polished lifestyle.
Yeah, it's something to look up to.
Yeah.
We better get out of here.
But we love your questions, guys, so please keep them coming because it's always good.
They're entertaining.
They are entertaining. And you bring up things that we might not necessarily have thought to bring up. So.
And we just had a new episode drop as well, if you haven't listened to it, featuring Hayley Conway. She is first of all,
friend of the pod
and fantastic human all around.
Yep.
And yeah, she sort of gave us an insight into her work life in F1.
Yeah, she has a very, very cool life, and I think a lot of our listeners will love to hear it. And
especially if you're wanting to get into that sort of field of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also a guide to Silverstone, we can't forget.
Oh yeah, she's got it. She's given us more a great guide into Silverstone.
It's more like a talking to, like, do you know what you're expecting? It's not going to be like Albert Park.
Yeah, I mean, people will have a listen, but I'm just getting festival vibes, honestly.
Yeah,
Glastonbury.
It's given Coachella.
Yeah,
not Coachella, Glastonbury.
Glastonbury.
That's the one. Yeah,
Ugg boot wellies.
Yeah, Definitely. All right.
Wellies.
We'll chat to you guys next week.
Fingers crossed for a successful Imola.
Bye.
Bye.